Hello, welcome to our orientation for the 2021-2022 school year. My name is Mr. Rick Spain. I am the school administrator for Fester Coast Christian School, as well as the preschool and elementary principal. I appreciate you taking the time to be with us to listen to this and watch this. Just the information we need to pass on each year to help make it a little bit easier to understand what goes on and the do's and don'ts and getting used to how things work. So if you have any questions at a later time, always feel free to contact us and ask. We'll be happy to let you know and do our best to answer your question. First thing I want to do is I want to play a movie which I took on Blanding in my car, just to give an example of how to go through the drop-off line. And so if you'll please listen to this brief, just under 3 minute video, I appreciate it. Thank you for joining me for this short video. This is Rick Spain, School Administrator at First Coast Christian School. I want to talk about drop-off for preschool and elementary. At this moment, you're watching my car come down south on Blanding, coming into the turn lane. If you had been going north, you would go past this point and turn in at the main entrance. The first entrance as we turn left here, we do not want to use. It goes in front of the middle school and high school building. Please don't turn in there and then go through the place blocked off by cones. Too much traffic. Come down to this entrance, just past the sign. Turn right in there and then take an immediate right once you get in the parking lot to begin to go around to the back of the building. All preschool and elementary children will be dropped off in the back of the building and picked up back there. 6th through 8th grade will be picked up only right here in front of the church lobby. We'll see that as we come down here. Be careful going through here. We've got the double lanes in case it's backed up. Please use both lanes. When you get up here to where the second crosswalk is, watch for traffic. Kids, middle school, high school will probably be crossing here. You want to watch out. If you were picking up 6th through 8th, you would have turned left here. For preschool and elementary, you'll keep going through here. Again, 2 lanes the whole way. We get more cars in that way. It's a little bit easier. We have to be careful, especially the first few days of backing up onto Blanding. So be patient, work with each other, and give each other a little bit of grace. So we'll have 2 lanes coming in here. You'll be lined up this way, and you'll pull up in front of the drop-off point, and whoever is there manning that spot will put a couple of cones out in front of the front cars. Do not try and drive off until that person moves those cones and waves at you to come through. The patrols and others who are helping them will try and let out about 5 cars in each lane. We try and do about 10 cars at a time. It can take anywhere from 45 seconds to a minute and a half or longer if something's weird. But we try and get 10 cars out of there at a time, hopefully in a minute, 20 seconds, and that can let us get a lot of cars through here quickly. When you're released, you go through here, remain in 2 lanes, so stay on your side of the yellow line. If you're in this left-hand lane like I am, you'll take a left up here. If you're in the right-hand lane, you'll go straight. We have 2 ways to pull out of here. So going left here, I'll weave through here, come up to a stop sign, watch for traffic coming the other direction. And when you get up here, there'll be a stop sign here and to your right. Both sets of cars need to alternate. So whoever pulls out on this side, you wait for the car next to you to go, you'll pull out, and that lane will pull out behind you and alternate pulling out of here. Turning on to Blanding, please do not try and pull all the way across 2 lanes of traffic to that turn lane. The best thing to do is to turn to the first lane, wait for traffic, pull over into the second lane, and then get into the next turn area. And if you have to go south on Blanding, you'll want to get over here. Notice I had the car go by me, get into the turn lane, and make my turn. If you're going north, of course, you just keep on going. So thank you so much, and drive safely. All right, I hope that may help make some things easier to understand. If you've never been through our drive through our car line, it's an experience. The first couple of days, just be patient. I know there's going to be backups. And right now, I'm showing you a map of the property, and you can see where you'll come into that second entrance, turn right, like you saw in the video, go down that short drive, turn left, and go around to the back of the building, and you'll see where the K3 through 5th grade drop-off point is. And then pulling out and getting back onto Blanding. Please, again, when you're pulling back out onto Blanding in the morning, don't take a very long time trying to get across the 2 lanes of traffic to that turn lane. Go ahead and if you have the chance, take that first lane, go a little ways, change lanes to the inside lane, and then you can hit one of the turn lanes to go south on Blanding a little bit further down. It'll make things a lot easier for everybody if you, because that can go a long time where you can't make that cross over to the turn lane to go south immediately. But if you'll be patient and take that first lane and then cut over, you'll find it's much easier to make that turn, and folks behind you won't have to wait quite as long. We'd all appreciate it. So anything you do to help us out would be fantastic. School times for the regular year. K3 through K5 will begin at 8:10 every morning. 1st through 12th grade starts at 8 o'clock. When it comes to dismissal, K3 will be dismissing at 11:30 normally. If they're staying for extended care at school time, it'll be at 2:30. For K4, it's at noon and at 2:30. For K5 through 1st, they'll be brought out to Carline at 2:40. For 2nd, they'll come to Carline at 2:50. And for 3rd through 12th, they'll be dismissed at 3:10 to head to Carline. If you have an older child, such as if you've got a 2nd grader, please don't come at 2:25 and be the first in line, and we can't get any of the K3, K4, or K5 or 1st graders out of there. We might ask you to pull around and get back into line toward the back. And the reason is we want the people getting picked up at the front, so as soon as the child gets in the car, they can drive off. If you're waiting for a later dismissal, you'll have a number of people stuck behind you. Like I said, we will probably ask you to pull around and get back into the line. So your help would be greatly appreciated. First day of school is going to be slightly different. The starting times are, as I already mentioned. The dismissal times are going to be different. It's a half day of school. Will be dismissed the times you see here. K3 and K5 through 2nd will dismiss at 11:30. K4 at noon, and 3rd through 12th at noon. Tuesday the 10th is the first day of school. Again, it's come by really quick. It is only a half day, as you saw the dismissal times on the previous slide. There's no lunch served, so if you have children who are going to be staying in extended care, please be sure and send a lunch with them. We have no facilities to make a lunch for them on Tuesday, so please provide a lunch for them. And extended care aftercare will be closed at 4 o'clock that day. The rest of the time will be open till the normal time. Textbooks. Your K5 through 5th grade textbooks should be in the classroom if you've already made your payment. Payments are due August 1st. If you have not made a payment, if there's any problems, please contact the front office. The folks up there should be able to help you out and get things resolved pretty quickly. So please, if you have any questions, contact them. Medications. Just real quickly to mention this, Miss Leslie Dupree will be running our clinic this year. We have not been able to find a nurse to handle that duty, which is just in the current climate, it's very difficult to find nurses available who are not working elsewhere. So we've gone with a clinic coordinator. Ms. Dupree has had had a CNA certificate, which is expired at the moment. We're going to be talking with her about what it takes to renew that, and if that would be helpful. But mostly it's going to be taking care of anyone who's been slightly injured, notifying parents, making sure immunizations are up to date, keeping track of any instance, cuts and scrapes and that sort of thing, doing basic first aid there, and notifying you, the parent, if there's anything more serious that you need to get involved in, or also just notifying you when they are injured so that you'll be aware of it. But she can use your help. We should have packets available in your class for you to fill out for your children. One is to fill out just general information, and another is to fill out what medication they're allowed to take. It's very important that if they must take a prescription medication, that you send the medication in the original container and that you sign the form with giving all the details of that medication, such as exactly what it is, when it needs to be distributed, and that sort of thing. These are very essential. Without your authorization, we cannot give these medications. So please help us out with that if they need medications. Speaking of immunizations a moment ago, you need to make sure that you have updated immunizations that your children need. If they're missing one, especially going into there's certain grades you go into where certain immunizations are required by law, and if they are not done, we cannot let them attend school. Most of those notices should have already gone home by now. So if you receive one of those notices, please try and get that resolved as quickly as possible for us. In addition to the other things that Ms. Dupree will be doing, she'll be taking care of some of the screenings that we'll be doing, the vision and hearing screening, scoliosis screening, and so forth. We can always use volunteers for this. People can come in and just help keep track of the kids, help do the paperwork, help fill out the children's information. If you're available for that, please let Sandy Moore know at the email listed there, sandymoore@myfccs.org. Would be a huge help to us. Speaking of contacting you, the parent, we cannot do this if we don't have current phone numbers and addresses. Please make sure that what we have for you is the correct phone number. If it changes, if it's changed this summer, if it changes any time in the future, please, you need to give a call to our office and let them know. They'll have to update it in RenWeb, and that's what we go by. We look at RenWeb to get all this information to make sure that we can contact you. So please make sure that we have the most up-to-date information possible. It will make things much easier, much smoother. We are going to have the school picnic this year. It'll be August 22nd from 5 to 7. It's being hosted by our church, First Coast Baptist Church. They're going to come out and cook things, provide food, and some fellowship. Just time to get together. Your teachers will be there. It's a chance for the kids to see some of their friends in a more relaxed atmosphere. We will be behind the music suite where the patio is and the large playground. So please come out anytime from 5 to 7 that evening and enjoy a little bit of food and fun with us, please. We don't have the information yet, but we'll be sending out information shortly about spirit shirts. Be ready for that. In addition, in your room, when you go to orientation, there will be your car tags that have your name and your child's name on it, so we know. Don't assume that we know you or your children. Sorry, sometimes we have people helping out. If I'm out there, I'll be honest with you, I don't always easily identify the child with the parent. I see the children a lot more than I do the parent. And don't be offended, but we may have to ask which one's your child. If the child doesn't see you, and we continue to remind the children to be on the lookout and tell us when their parent is there. But we must have that name tag displayed before we can give the child to you. If you have to park and come in for whatever reason, bring the name tag with you. That tells us that you belong with that child, and we can give them to you. Without it, we probably will have to go through several more steps, including requiring identification. So, and people are like, why are you doing that? Don't you know me? Well, we're going to be super cautious, especially if it's someone we're not used to, even more so. And make sure anyone who can pick up your child is on the list in RenWeb, that they're allowed to pick up your children. Not being on that list means we are not going to release that child to that person. So please be careful there. Make sure that everyone who's going to pick up your children are on that list, and tell them not to be upset if we have to ask for ID. If we don't know them, we will ask for ID, especially if they don't have that pickup card. So thank you for that. In the morning, drop off next week, starting on Tuesday and through Friday. For the younger children, you can walk them in to their classroom. Please do so quickly. Bring them in, get them to class, get them in the hands of the teacher, and then head on out. I know it can be a little bit traumatic, and some of them will be crying. We're used to it. We'll try and deflect their attention back to the classroom and to things going on there. And usually once you get out of sight and get down the hallway and head out to your car, they calm down pretty quickly. But, if there's any serious problem, we will call you back and let you know. But by and large, for the most part, we've got many, many years of getting them into class, getting them excited about what they're doing, and getting them focused on the classroom. So if you want to accompany them, you can. Now, we only do this through Friday. On Monday the 16th, bring them to the door and then send them on in. We've got people stationed all through the hallways to help get them where they need to be. We'll walk them to class if we need to. We have no problem doing that. But we just want to get them started on that process of being able to get there on their own and get their day started. If you've not yet purchased your uniforms, you need to do so pretty much immediately. If you've ordered them and they're not here for the first day, please follow these directions. Email Sandy Moore at sandymoore@myfccs.org. Tell her in that email your child's name and what grade they're in, what class they're in, who their teacher is if possible. Provide the receipt number and the date the purchase was made. And your child can still come, but it needs to be something similar to the styles that we have. And bright red shirt is usually not in our list of styles, but a color similar to what we already have would be fine in these instances. We do want you to get them outfitted as soon as possible. So please help us out with that. When you have questions, just need to look things up, go to myfccs.org. We have upcoming events. You can go to the gradebook. You can go to Land's End. You can see report cards. You can order. You can put money on your lunch account through that website. And we just encourage you to get on there and find out the information you have that you need to get. And again, if you have things that you don't fully understand and it's not explained on there, feel free to give us a call, and we'll do our very best to help explain it and help get you up to date on what you need to know. Big thank you. There's a lot of people who do a lot of things around here to make all this work. We've got some changes in personnel. Miss Mullen is now in charge of our front office and will be your contact for financial matters. Miss Clydens is also there helping her out, doing a great job. We've added a new lady at our reception desk, Mrs. Butler, who's been one of our parents for several years and come on board and is going to be working as our receptionist. I think you'll enjoy her smile. We've got stuff in the elementary office I couldn't get by without Mrs. True, who just helps keep me going and keeps me on track and on focus with elementary. And of course, Mrs. Moore, who does so much for us in the office. Be in prayer for these folks. And if you have certain questions, feel free to call in and talk to them. If you can't get if you're not sure who to ask, feel free to email me. My email is rspain@myfccs.org. I will do my best to answer my email as soon as possible. If you need me to give you a call, that's probably best if you email me and ask for a phone call. Include your name and phone number, please. But I will try and call you back as soon as possible and help you out. We appreciate you. You have given us something that's very precious to you to take care of, and that's your child. We recognize that and understand it, and want to do our very best to train them to be the young people you want to see them be. And we're going to do that with God's blessing and direction, and hopefully provide that academic foundation that you're looking for, as well as a spiritual foundation. Thank you again for being a part of the FCCS family. Let's have a great school year.